It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good Okay. Does that get me back on the air now? Can everybody see me and hear me now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. Hi. He just wanted us tomorrow's photo. Okay. Live. Okay. Thank you, Jason. Wow. All right, guys. I'm going to just start over so I'll have a place to re-edit the show. Goodness gracious. Okay, so now I'm going to, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to start everything from the top. Let's take.
It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast. If this in fact worked. So, folks, in case you're watching this on the replay, I was on the air for about 5 minutes and the audience couldn't see me or hear me. So I'm hoping everybody can see me now and that I am back on loud and clear. Okay, so what the hell's going on in my world? So I'll quickly run over that. We had plumbers here yesterday because we found out we have a leak someplace. Well, they found the leak from out near the water main into the house, and they had to dig up the yard and replace some kind of valve. And then they came in the house to check and make sure the water was on, and my bathroom wasn't working. So they worked on it a while yesterday, and they said, we ran out of time. We got to come back in the morning. So in the meantime, my bathroom won't, the toilet is dead. It won't do anything. And the water pressure is way low. Well, the course of the evening last night, everything progressively through the entire house, the water pressure went to about 50%. Amanda's toilet upstairs this morning would not work at all. I don't know about Jean and Jean's toilet in their room because they were still in bed when I started the show. So in the meantime, the plumber got here early. I mean, he was here like 8 o'clock this morning. So he's been working all morning on this. And just a few minutes ago, he stuck his head in the door and he says, why would there be water running in the old well? I said, the old pump well? He said, yeah. I said, it would be. The water's not connected to that. We haven't used that pump well since this was an active farm and we had cows on it. And that was when I was a kid. He said, well, we heard water running in the well. We're going to go investigate. Mercy. I can just imagine what this plumbing bill is going to be. That's going to be awful. Okay. So getting back to the show, guys. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast for this, the 15th day of November. We got some headlines today. Tour boat sinks, leaving one deceased. You know, Tony had this as a breaking news item yesterday. It happened about while we were on the show yesterday. So I didn't have it until later in the day. And I just, with everything going on here, I couldn't make myself do a live. So my apologies for that. So we'll mention that this morning. One of the stories from yesterday was they were looking for a guy that they thought went overboard and nobody knew what had happened to him. Well, they found out without a doubt that the man jumped overboard. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that. A Regent 7 Seas Grandeur was delivered. We talked yesterday about the Conquest canceling Cologne, and that came from Pittsburgh Jason, as it happened. Well, I found out a little bit more as to why it happened, so we'll get to that this morning. And the Sky Princess cancels Ponta Delgado at the last minute. And when I say at the last minute, folks, I'm talking about the ship was 100 yards from the dock and they canceled it. So, and I got to tell you why on that one. A crazy morning here on the podcast. Today, folks, is National. So you don't want to have um, anything in the refrigerator growing hair. That's not a good thing. So let's clean out the stuff that's outdated on the back of this shelf. Just pitch it, guys. You're not going to use stuff that's 5 years old in your refrigerator. I promise you. If you're listening via the podcast, wow, you're lucky. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the big guys, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, any of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and I pops the Fat Travel Guy. So anytime you're listening to the podcast and want to jump over to the video feed to look at pictures or clips or interviews that I might be using on that day's show, there's always a link in the description of the podcast so you can do just that. All right. Before I get to the first news story today, the Black Friday biggest offer of the year from Will Power Chairs and Scoot Around. Okay, guys. Thanksgiving is just around the corner. And, that's not long away. So we're serving up a feast of savings to express our gratitude for you, our amazing customers. To kick off the festivities, we roll out our Black Friday deals early. Get 10% off our entire range of top-tier mobility solutions, from best-selling mobility scooters to state-of-the-art wheelchairs and more. As an added bonus, we are offering you a 30-day risk-free trial on the Will Model C2. That's what I use. And the Model F. No return shipping or restocking fees. Save 10% site-wide. Use code Friday23. Just call. You can shop online or call 844-664-7467. Tell them Chillie sent you. They'll know who that is. Okay. The top story today comes from the tragedy in the Bahamas. And this, quite frankly, folks, was a little bit of a tough one to report on because of and there's a video clip out that is awful. I mean, it's really scary. But a cruise shore excursion ended in tragedy in the Bahamas with a sunken boat and a passenger death in Nassau's Blue Lagoon Island. The incident happened yesterday, and an investigation is underway. The double-decker cruise tour boat encountered rough water and larger than expected waves, causing the boat to take on water and tip dangerously. Ultimately, the boat sank completely, though water in the area was only about 20 feet deep, and the upper part of the vessel was still visible above the waterline. Initial police reports indicated the boat was on a snorkeling excursion for possibly Independence of the Seas. However, it's possible that the guests from more than one cruise line were aboard the stricken vessel. So we're not saying, folks, it was from Independence of the Seas. That is an unknown quantity at this point, but it's a possibility. A 75-year-old woman died in the incident. though the details of her death have not been confirmed, nor has her identity been released. It's unknown whether or not she may have had a pre-existing health condition that could have been aggravated by the frightening incident. So that was the sad story from Nassau in the Bahamas yesterday. And many of you have been on that very boat doing snorkeling excursions. So, all right, the second story this morning has to do with the gentleman that went missing yesterday. Carnival Cruise Line has confirmed that the man who went missing on the Carnival Glory in the Gulf of Mexico intentionally jumped off the vessel in the middle of the night. Tyler Barnett, a 28-year-old from Houma, Louisiana, was reported missing on Monday morning by a family member. Following not being seen for several hours, his disappearance prompted a search both on the ship and in surrounding waters. 2 Coast Guard aircraft were launched on Monday and scanned an area of over 200 miles. The Carnival Glory security team was able to confirm after multiple reviews of the shipboard surveillance videos. It appears that the guest reported missing on Monday jumped from the ship's deck 4 at approximately 1:40 a.m. Monday morning. He can be seen climbing on a lifeboat and jumping from there. Only on Tuesday was the cruise line advised of the possibility of him wearing a different shirt, which allowed the security team to change the profile of the guests they were searching for in the videos. We have informed the U.S. Coast Guard. And are providing assistance to the guest family that was traveling with him and that are still on board. So a sad but expected ending to that story yesterday. All right, I'll be back with a couple more stories. Not a whole lot in the news today, but a couple more stories after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. Okay, the next story, guys. Where is the next story? There it is. Regent 7 Seas' newest cruise ship, the 7 Seas Grandeur, was delivered by Fincantieri Ancona shipyard on Monday. The 7 Seas Grandeur is the third cruise ship in the series that Fincantieri has built for the cruise line and the last of the Explorer class. The shipyard delivered the 7 Seas Explorer in 2016 and the 7 Seas Splendor in 2020. With a capacity to accommodate 746 passengers on board, the ship will sail from Miami this winter. All right. We talked yesterday about the whole situation with Pittsburgh Jason and Jen getting canceled out of Cologne, Panama, which would have been sad for me because even had I been on the ship as I was supposed to be, Cologne, that would have been a highlight for me because I've not been to Cologne. And I was really looking forward to it. But guests aboard the Carnival Conquest, and this is the story that was released, so they're going to tell you about what we already know, the unexpected news that the Cologne was canceled. The decision, spurred by ongoing protests in the region, led to a mix of disappointment and concern disappointment and concern among the passengers. Protests have been ongoing in the immediate area around Cologne for several weeks now, resulting in road closures and violent clashes between the authorities and protesters, resulting from a new mining agreement between the government and a mining company. The primary issue of the protesters revolves around Law 406 a mining contract issued to the mining company despite an indefinite mining moratorium. The escalation of these protests has raised security concerns, compelling Carnival to reassess Carnival Conquest scheduled stop in Cologne, leading to the cancellation. So there we found out what happened. All right. A maritime pilot strike. When I first read this, I thought, oh, the boat captains that guide boats in are on strike. Well, this was a maritime pilot strike that caused Princess Cruise Lines, Sky Princess, to miss her scheduled visit to Ponta Delgada in the Azores, even though the ship was within sight of the land and the decision was made. Instead, the vessel was continue along her transatlantic cruise with several days at sea. Up next for guests to enjoy an ongoing maritime pilot strike has created a work stoppage, meaning the cruise ship does not have proper guidance for safe docking. So see, that's what I read this morning. So I'm thinking, oh, it's the little guys that do the boats to lead you in. Yeah, no. It's all of the pilots in Portugal. The airport pilots are on strike as well. Now, I don't know which came first, the cart or the horse, but whether you're piloting a boat or piloting an airplane, you're on strike and nothing's going over there in Portugal. Just saying. All right, guys. That's going to end up the news portion of today's show. I did not get to the pictures and stuff and Jason's clips. So we're going to go back. I got thrown off with this whole business of being starting to go and not on it. Okay, so this is from our buddy Pittsburgh Jason and Jen. That's the dolphins off of their balcony in Puerto Limon. You know me, folks. I always any kind of fish shot I like. Oh God. That was 2 raccoons on attack. I know it's quick, but this is, obviously a camera grabbed this quickly. Oh God. And that was Jason going, "Oh God," in the background. Anyway, love that. All right. So let's see. What else we got over here? I got all kinds of stuff that I didn't get to yet. Okay, first of all, I have a cousin, lovely cousin, Holly, and her husband, Derek. I think maybe they sent their kids to an orphanage. They got 2 girls. They sent their kids to an orphanage and says, "We're out of here." And they took off for Australia. So they've been down in Australia now that's the money shot, of course. They've been down in Australia for a couple of weeks, and I just haven't had a chance to pull up any of their stuff. They went to the Taronga Zoo. That's one of my favorite places in the world. I watch Taronga Zoo zookeepers shows all the time. But they just got over to Brisbane today, or that would have been today their time. No, it's yesterday their time right now. No, it's tomorrow their time. I get confused on the timing, Australia. Anyway, they're in Brisbane. And they got outside of Brisbane and got on the Coronda Scenic Railway. That's Derek, by the way. And that's Holly down in the wilds of Coronda. And so I'll be bringing you more of Holly and Derek's trip as we go. Our friend Rochelle is back on a cruise ship. Not even sure which ship she's on, but she was in St. Croix. That's a good shot in St. Croix. Last night, our buddy Gene went to the Wave Awards for 2023. And of course, that was an all fancy affair. That would be our friend Sue, the cruise editor of the London Times and the new Hubster. And I'm not sure who the other lady is in the back. She looks familiar, and I probably should know who that is and don't. At least it's not coming to mind. And finally, this was not finally. This was the Bouncing Baby Boy speaking yesterday in Abu Dhabi before a near sellout crowd in this huge auditorium. The promoters of the event went to Jason after he finished yesterday, and there was so much talk about Jason's presentation that the event people asked Jason if he could do the whole thing again today for more people that couldn't get in yesterday. And I guess he's given his presentation a second time today. I haven't heard that for sure, but I'm assuming he did. And this is Barry and Sue in Malaga. Malaga, Spain, of course. Malaga, Spain is a modern city today. When I was first in Malaga, which would have been in 1969, I believe it was, the what looks like an arena there in the middle of the picture, that is the old bullfighting arena, the bullfighting ring. I actually went to a bullfight there, as a matter of fact. And back in those days, I was dumb and didn't know the difference of how awful bullfights were, and saw the infamous or famous, whichever way you want to look at it, El Cordobés fought in the Malaga bull ring. So that now takes care of everything that I had in the news portion of the show. So let's go hop over and see if we can make heads or tail out of the chat room. Now, remember, folks, when I started the show, I was dead for 5 or 6 minutes. Steve's with us, Hot Air Tom, Mike, Dennis is here, awaiting the start of the live stream. Wow, you had a good wait. Tom, you may have to text him. Yikes, what is happening? Robert's here. And that's when I ask anybody, see me, not the live view. Mike, still picture only. Chillie, there is no signal at all. Just your intro photo. Gary Older Than Dirt popped in. We are on a second after the promo, then a frozen screen with you on a deck with deck chases behind you. Hotter says, there you go, on. Steve says he just wanted us to admire the photo for a while. Absolutely, that's it. I love the screw shows up. Jason says live. Dennis says you're here now. Start from the beginning. I did. Everybody says I'm loud and clear. Sees me back on, so forth and so on. Delete the first 8 minutes in post. Yeah. It's good to know it was 8 minutes. Nikki says, from the top, it just worked out. I just joined. Very good. See, Nikki didn't miss a damn thing. Use a bucket of water to flush the toilet. Yeah, if we can run enough water to get a bucket. I mean, mine is completely. Mine won't even. The handle won't even engage the flusher, and it's one of those automatic water things. Anyway, Dennis says hello to everybody speaking back and forth. There's Emily's with us. Glad she missed out on my screwing up because she'd give me hell over that one. Unalived is used to bypass. Unalived is used to bypass the YouTube's censors. Huh, didn't know that. Careful with that frozen picture. Bugs can fly in. Yeah, I hear you. Nikki says good morning to everybody. Gretchen's here too. Good morning, Gretchen. See, no one accidentally falls from a ship. Yeah, I know. Sad to see all those people jumping. That's awful. There's Jason. How's your trip? And congrats to you both. We've been in a storm for 18 hours. Ooh, that's not good. Sorry to hear that. You guys feeling sick? See, Emily, some people don't get sick, don't get seasick. I don't either. I don't care how bad the ocean is. I've never gotten seasick. Wouldn't even know what it feels like. Bob Stumper is with us. Good morning from Tennessee. 24 days to Mariner of the Seas. Very good, Bob. Hope you'll join us again. And feel free at all times to jump in the chat room. It's real easy to become a part of this rowdy crowd. All you have to do is what you already did. That's a port that we shouldn't. And by the way, Bob, when you get on Mariner, feel free to post pictures, especially if you're on Messenger, pictures and clips, or if you're just on Facebook, post them there, and the old feck I'll find them and use some of them. Dennis, that's a part you shouldn't have missed since it's mostly on transatlantic itineraries. Yeah, I understood that. Grand Turk has no pilots. Can the ships just navigate themselves into Ponta Delgada? I can't tell you that, hot air. Every country has their own rules. So, and I don't know specifically what either Portugal's or Ponta Delgado's are. We just had a raccoon incident. Cops and all came twice to check it out. They were told the raccoon is sick. The raccoon should not be out in the daytime. Yeah, no, that shouldn't happen. That's the ballroom at the Dorchester. Oh, okay. One of the pictures. Oh, at the on the wave wards. ML1 for cruise vloggers spreading the most misinformation and leading clickbaiter beating out Don and Tony. Now there's a medical emergency and we will be in Colombia 18 hours early. Holy cow. Man, everything's happening on the Conquest. Hopes that person will be okay. No way to airlift in this weather. Oh, yeah, that's true. I've seen it done, but man, it's dicey. Jason, you will have a long time to explore Colombia. Use the pool water, Chillie. Yeah, it's a little cold for that. Plus, I can't very well go out on my wheelchair and open the pool up again. Yeah, that's it. That's a good line, though, Jason. Yeah. Definitely rowdy. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. I'll be back same time, same channel tomorrow. There is no news from the Passion for Cruises USA folks on another hosted solo cruise. 12 weeks. 12 weeks. So yeah, we're gonna be making some changes. So, all right, guys, that's gonna wrap me up for today. I sure hope everybody has a great day, and I figure out how to edit this episode to get it up. That's the next major issue. So, as always, guys, thanks for being with me. Smash that thumbs up button, even if it's been a lousy show. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll be notified when I go live and screw up another show or when I post a new video. That can all happen from that subscribe button. So hit it. 5,000 viewers, 5,000 subscribers by 2:30. That's my goal. All right, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. Hopefully one day soon, despite my efforts, we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.